found out yesterday that I was one of approximately 150 people in my organization that got let go, laid off, restructuring. That's what we were told, whatever that means.
I've had to change my standards. I'm like, okay, at first I was like, I need this particular position with this amount of pay, this shift, and now I'm just like, just give me a job.
If you guys thought the job market was tough and it was already hard to find a job, this government shutdown is not going to make it any better. We are currently 6 days into this government shutdown, and there are thousands of people out there without a job right now. And as the days go on, it just becomes more and more people that are out of a job. Now, this, on top of the job market already being horrible and how hard it is to find a job, I really don't see this being good. Now, I ended up finding a bunch of different videos of people talking about their current situation and how this government shutdown is affecting them. So we're going to go ahead and watch these videos together, react to them, and try to figure out what's going on. So without doing too much talking, let's just get right into it.
So, how's your job hunting going? I've had to change my standards. I'm like, okay, at first I was like, I need this particular position with this amount of pay, this shift, and now I'm just like, just give me a job.
There's this really crazy theory going on right now because Indeed and all these job search websites have thousands of jobs that say they're hiring, but everyone that's applying is not getting hired. And some guy actually did a test where they had hundreds of people fill out applications and no one hired them or even got a call back. And so the running theory is that they're using all people's data and selling it to bigger companies. So when you send all your information in, like your first name, your last name, where you're located, your resume, where you've been, they're taking that information and selling it to bigger companies and holding on to it because right now data is the new gold. And that's kind of scary. What do you think?
That honestly makes a lot of sense because if you notice, when you apply to these jobs, you hardly get a call back. And she said they did a test where multiple people applied to the same job and nobody called them back. It really just sounds like they're taking the information of every person that's applying to these jobs and might just be giving that information to somebody bigger. Now, let me know in the comment section, how many jobs have you applied to? And how many of those jobs called you back?
I just got fired and I'm kind of happy about it because honestly, I didn't want that funky job anyway. Truth is, the job was stressing me out, causing me anxiety and depression, and truly affecting my mental health. I've been debating quitting for a while now to pursue my passions full time, but with this current economy and job market, I just could not bring myself to make that risk. So God did it for me and forced me into a position in which I have no choice but to pursue my passions. Now, don't get me wrong, I cried my tears, but honestly, they were happy tears, tears of relief, if you will, because I finally feel like I can breathe again. So in the spirit of new beginnings, I'm getting myself together, my mental health, physical health, discovering hobbies, organizing my space, and preparing myself for this fresh new start of pursuing content creation full time. But most importantly, getting my time and peace of mind back. I truly feel like the heaviest weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I used to dread work every single day, and my days off just felt like an extended lunch break. I was just living until the next time I had to clock in, but not actually living. I only have one life to live, and wasting it in an environment that is bringing me down constantly is just beyond me.
I feel like that's everybody's go-to when they lose their job or something like that. They end up going to content creation or they want to become an influencer and they want to do it full time and start making money. And while that is a good idea and it is possible, there's a lot of people out there doing it, it's not as easy as it seems. So to go from a job that you was getting a consistent check from to go to being a content creator and not getting paid at all, it's not the best move. But for those people that can stick it out, it could become something that's a lot bigger than you expected.
I was so certain that I was gonna quit this week. I was like, it's for sure gonna be my week. Like I'm gonna leave. I don't care if I don't have a job lined up. I'll figure it out. But now I'm second guessing and reconsidering because the job market is so trash. The couple of times that I have like called back to follow up on an application, they're like, oh, this position has already been filled or it's no longer available. Well, damn, like maybe you should take it off the site because now you're wasting my time. Like had you hired me, I would have taken that off, but whatever. Neither here nor there. Anyways, my job is doing massive layoffs. They started in June. They're still doing them. For some reason, I'm still there. And I'm like, please call me up. Let me go. I want to collect the check while I try to find employment. And the reason, well, it's getting shitty at my job. But the main reason I'm leaving is because I start school in October. And they're not willing to work with my schedules. 2 days out of the week where I have to leave 2 hours early. I offered to come in 2 hours earlier to make up that time. They said no. Anyways, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm stressing out. I need a job. I'm going to end up at Hobby Lobby.
One thing I realized about these jobs out here is they're not willing to work with you. They would go out their way to try to get you to come in a couple hours early or even come in on your off day. But the moment you ask them, can you come in an hour early and leave an hour late? it's a problem. Crazy part is you don't even be asking for much. Most of the times it seems like something that's going to be beneficial for the company, and they always say no. And then they wonder why employees just leave.
Job market right now is so fucking frustrating. I just feel like I'm at my wits fucking end. I had a company ask me for a take-home assignment last month. I spent 7 to 10 hours on this assignment. So I was like, I'm gonna do this right. Like, and I know this shit. Like, the assignment they gave me was literally my background. It's literally in my resume. Like, that is what I've done. Literally started a business in that industry. Like, that was the assignment they gave me. And I'm a UX UI designer, product designer. Like, I can do product management stuff too because of my business background. But like, I spent 7 to 10 hours on this, crafting it, honing it, perfection. Okay, like I did so much research. I worked on it during my vacation. Dude, they asked me for mobile and desktop wireframes. Okay, it wasn't some like easy thing. They literally ghost me for like weeks. A month later, they get back to me that I'm not even gonna get an interview after spending that much time on a take-home assignment. And it's just so frustrating because it's like I've obviously been like working on other things since then, like, and applying to other jobs, like doing it like crazy nonstop, but like it's so frustrating to like put so much effort and work into that, have it go to nothing. Like, I'm in a master's program doing design, product development right now. Like, I know I can do this shit. Like, and it's just so frustrating because like it's like no matter how much effort you put in right now, like the fruits of your labor are just not rewarded. You know, like other people can really relate, but it's just so frustrating. You like want a job, you need a job, like you really want to take that next step in your life and you just can't, and you just feel stuck. And I just feel like judged by people because it's like I should be. I want to be there. Like I want to have that job and I want to be in that point in my life, and it's just like it's not that easy anymore. As a designer, like I'm getting really frustrated.
It's really not that easy.
I know I do good work and like I have a portfolio. Having a portfolio is like a huge thing, but it's like what else do I need at this point? Like connections, like gotten referrals, and still nothing is panning out. I know, like I just need to be patient, keep working at it. Like maybe I need to finish my program and just I don't even have time to have a job right now, honestly. Like I'm doing so much in my master's right now, but like I just like I want a job. I want to make money. I want fucking health insurance. Frustrating. And if anyone has any leads on any UX UI,
I can't even imagine how frustrating that is. To have to do an assignment a job wants you to do for something that you trying to, you know, you're trying to get that job. So you do the assignment. You put everything into doing this assignment, and they just don't hit you back. And then when you finally do get in contact with them, they say you're not getting the position. What makes that even worse is you waited all that time for a response when they could have just told you that you wasn't getting the position in the beginning. But instead, they had you do an assignment that took you 7 to 10 hours to do. She said she was doing it on her vacation, just for them to say the position is already filled. That would be frustrating. And I know for a fact, there's a lot of people out there watching this video right now who can relate.
I give up on trying to find a summer job. I just got back from a job interview, if you could even call it that. She asked me like 3 questions and interrupted me while I was answering the first 2 and went straight to my availability. And I told her I was completely open on both weekdays and weekends. Then she asked me again if I was available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know about you, but I think if I say that I'm available on weekdays and weekends, that includes Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then I explained to her that I have a seasonal sports job, which I was explaining that in the first question when she said to tell me about myself. I was talking about my job. But I told her that I have a seasonal youth sports job where I only work Saturday mornings, but I would still be able to work afternoons and evenings on Saturday, so I'm like flexible. And then she asked me how old I was, and I said I was 19. And then she proceeded to tell me that they specifically are asking a lot about the Friday, Saturday, and Sundays because those are peak business hours. She said that weekdays don't really matter as much to them because their peak hours are on those days. She said that when they hire young people, they call out a lot or they can't make it on those days. And yeah, she was basically just telling me all this stuff about young people like me, and basically just generalized me and lumped me into the younger generation that I am a part of. I'm gonna be honest, even if I were to get the job, which I don't think I will because honestly, uh, I don't think she has any intention of hiring me because of my age. But even if I were to get a job offer, I don't think I would work there. And like, I really want to work, and I'm like desperate to work. It's the only reason that I applied to this place in the first place, because I was sure that I was gonna get an interview and that like it was possible. But now I just no. But no, that completely turned me off and completely rubbed me the wrong way, the fact that she even brought that up. There was no reason for her to bring that up. It was incredibly unprofessional. The entire interview was unprofessional. I was constantly interrupted. She barely asked me anything, like any actual real questions, and then she generalized me. So yeah, I will not be accepting that job offer if I even get one, which again, I don't think I will, but if I do, I'm not accepting it cuz fuck that. And older generations and people love to say that younger people like me don't want to work and that we're lazy and we don't want to do anything. That is not the case. We do want to work. I have been looking for a job since the beginning of May. It's the beginning of July. I have still not been able to find a job. I've applied literally everywhere. I've gone through the process with multiple places. I either get declined or I go through the entire interview process and then get like ghosted
Nothing.
afterwards. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to be chasing after these companies that don't want me. And I'm also not going to settle for companies that are miscommunicating things to me or doing generalized statements like that towards me either. That's disgusting. But yeah, I've completely given up on trying to find a summer job. I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm just going to try again come fall when a bunch of people start leaving their summer jobs and see if I have better luck then. But I'm done.
I've been in that position where they generalized me and made it seem like, I would do something because all the other younger people do it. And what that does is it makes you feel like you can't ever have any freedom, or you can't do things outside of that, because now you put yourself in a position where you gotta basically prove it to them, right? Now you feel like you have to prove that I'm not like them, so I'm not gonna call out, I'm not gonna miss a day, I'm not gonna come late, I'm not gonna, and you feel like you have to do that now. Even if something happens in the morning, you got an emergency, now you have this thought in the back of your head that you're doing something wrong, where you're not, right? We're human, things happen, we have to, sometimes we miss a day, sometimes we call in late, that happens. But when you generalize and you make a statement like that up front in the person's face, that does something to them, and usually it's going to make them overthink the whole situation. So like she said, I agree with her not even wanting to work there, because if she did, there would probably never be a day where she takes off or misses a day because she feels like she can't. Let me know, have you ever experienced something like that? Because I definitely have.
Well, I'm sitting here on my porch trying to get some fresh air. I found out yesterday that I was one of approximately 150 people in my organization that got let go, laid off, restructuring. That's what we were told.
Restructuring
Whatever that
what?
means.
What does that mean?
The last 24 hours have been actually 24 plus hours, I guess. It's now 28 hours. Have been pretty tough. A lot of emotions. It's really the first time I think I've ever been laid off in my, God knows how long I've been working. It seems like forever. 30 years maybe. I don't know. Long time. 30 plus years. I think this is my first actual layoff. So, not performance based. I'm eligible for rehire, so I guess that's a positive. But so now I'm out in the market at 53 years old. Don't know what's going to happen. Apparently, I do have some severance. I'm still waiting to find out the details on that. So at least I know I'm going to be carried for a little bit before I have to start dipping into any reserves or any other additional funds. Trying to avoid all that. So I think I'm going to try to keep track of this journey. I know there are a lot of people out there that are in the same boat with me or have been in the same boat. Job market's kind of crap right now, so I'm not looking forward to trying to find a new one. So here's post one of I don't know how many, but we'll see where.
Yeah, guys, with the way the job market is right now and the government shutdown, things are not looking good. There's people out there being laid off from their jobs for no reason, and there's people out there looking for jobs who can't find no jobs. Right now might just be the worst time in job market history. Now, I definitely want to know what you guys think about this situation, so let me know down in the comment section. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe too so you can stay tuned for the next video. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.